What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So we got some very good news when it comes to the current but soon to be former Phoenix Sun and Phoenix Mercury owner Robert Sarver. And that news is that Robert Sarver has started the process to sell the teams. Now, this article states Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver says he is starting the process of trying to sell both the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury. The move comes about 2 weeks after the NBA announced a one-year suspension for Sarver after a lengthy investigation into alleged misconduct. It's not alleged, but I understand why you have to say that. Sarver is accused of using racial slurs on at least 5 occasions, treating female employees unequally, and bullying employees on several occasions. Now, here's his statement, which I find to be very insincere. So even like the first statement, words that I deeply regret now overshadow nearly 2 decades of building organizations that brought people together and strengthened the Phoenix area through the unifying power of professional men's and women's basketball. That first sentence to me, words that I deeply regret now. How do you regret them? You don't regret them because you were doing it, it says, on at least 5 occasions. Who knows how many times you used it? Who knows? That's just what they put on the report. Who knows how many? You know, in those 18 years that you were the owner of the team. You don't just use it on 5 different occasions and not be a racist, you know? You're a racist, man. And you thought that 1 year was going to help you, you know? And then he says, as a man of faith, how can you have faith when you treat others unfairly like that? You know? When you're using the N-word, how can you be a man of faith? That's not being righteous, man. I believe in atonement and the path to forgiveness. There isn't one. The only way for atonement is to give up the team, which you've been forced to do now. You didn't do this on your own, you know? You were forced to. You had to have the mayor and the city council come out. You had to have the co-chairman of the Suns come out and do this. You had to have NBA players come out and voice their displeasures. You had to have the fan base voice their displeasures in your actions for you to actually come out with this statement, you know? So it's a very disingenuous statement that Sarver released, I feel. I expected that the commissioner's 1-year suspension would provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove any personal controversy from the teams that I and so many fans love. That's just, of course, that's how you felt. Because you didn't want to take accountability for your actions. You felt 1 year as holding yourself accountable. But in our current unforgiving climate, yes, anybody that practices open racism and white supremacy should be dealt with accordingly. And I feel like this is the proper way to deal with a person in his position to hold them accountable. It has become painfully clear that it's no longer possible that whatever good I have done or could still do is outweighed by the things I've said in the past. You're absolutely correct, because you didn't treat your people correct. And that made their working environment hostile. For those reasons, I'm beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Suns and Mercury. I do not want to be a distraction to these 2 teams and the fine people who work so hard to bring the joy and excitement of basketball to fans around the world. I want what's best for the 2 organizations, the players, the employees, the fans, the community, my fellow owners, the NBA, and the WNBA. This is the best course of action for everyone. Now, that is the first statement that I actually agree with from this guy. In the meantime, I will continue to work on becoming a better person and continuing to support the community in meaningful ways. Thank you for continuing to root for the Suns and Mercury, embracing the power that sports has to bring us together. It is unclear if any potential buyers have come forward. According to a 2021 report from Forbes, the Suns is valued at $1.8 billion at the time. So here's some of the findings that they had, and some of them are just disgusting to me. It doesn't go into that detail, but I read the report and it was just not okay what he was doing. It was very unprofessional, especially of a person of his stature, you know? Like, this was the best way to get out of that shadow, you know? Get him up out of there. So this is great news for me as a basketball fan, you know, to know and understand that this guy won't be a part of the Suns organization anymore, you know. I don't know how long that's going to take or what the process is, but just to have him come out and say this makes me feel good. I mean, he's still going to get 1.8 billion or whatever it comes out to be, maybe even 2 billion, who knows, you know? So, but him being held accountable for his actions is how it should be. That's what should happen every time. No questions asked. But I don't really have too much else on this one. This is your boy P Money. Tell me what you guys think, and I'm off this.